wrestling time. Pondwater and Amy, partners in crime. Lots of wrestling, silly bits too. Having a blast, bringing our show to you. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to BS and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in for another edition of Talking Rasslin with Pondwater and Amy. I'm Pondwater Dave. That can only mean that she is the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Doing good, Amy. How are you? How was your week?
It was good. I had a good weekend. Not a whole lot going on, but lots of nice relaxation and, straightening up. And it was good. It was a very good weekend. And this week is going to be end of the month. I don't know about you, but end of the month is always kind of a little bit of a free-for-all, like getting all that little stuff done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have to do any kind of paperwork and stuff at the end of the month?
Nah.
You just keep rolling.
Just keep on rolling.
That's awesome. That's good.
I put my paperwork in an envelope and that's it.
And that's it. That's
and
good.
Hopefully I don't have to come back to it. But I got to tell you, Sunday morning, I thought I was dead.
What?
I thought I was dead Sunday morning.
What happened?
I woke up and nothing hurt. I mean, normally I get up in the morning and I throw my legs down and my ankles hurt and my knees pop. And it's kind of like all the aches and pains are checking in, saying good morning. Hey, Dave, how you doing? We're still here. And then maybe, like one day last week, my hip kind of hurt a little bit. And I'm like, hey, welcome in, new guy. But Sunday morning, I unbelievably felt good and kind of scared me. Had to look around, make sure I was still here.
Exactly. Well, maybe this is your heaven, right? Doing the podcast. Are you sure you're still here, right?
Yeah, and I had wrestling Saturday night. SWA.
Yeah, how'd that
SWA,
go?
Sharon, Mississippi, just outside of Laurel. It was a really energetic card. Doc and Grayson just really. The Lucas Frost boys were vicious, very vicious. They the Hosies and the Riots were wrestling. They started the show for whoever won was the number one contender and was going to get the title shot later in the show. And the Riots beat the Hosies, and the Riots were out there celebrating. And Mikey, the referee that joined them,
he joined in the celebration?
No, he kind of came out and distracted them. And DFB came in the front door and attacked them and beat the piss out of them. And they put the chair on Leo's arm and stomped him. Jumped on the rope and messed his arm up. So Sammy had to come. Sammy wanted the title shot, and he tried to take him on by himself. And I mean, he held his own for a little bit, and then Leo ran out and got on the apron, and I checked on him, and I mean, I didn't want to let him in because his arm's messed up.
Right.
And eventually, something had happened where Sammy and I think it was Doc that collided, and they fell, and he fell close enough to where Leo got the tag, and Leo got in, and I mean, he was busier than a one-arm paper hanger, and he did okay for a little bit, but they Doc locked him in with a Kimura.
Oh,
and
not a good move to have.
And he held on. He held on, and they held Sammy and made him watch because Sammy was trying to get in to break it up. And
oh gosh,
he couldn't. Sammy was locked up on the outside where he couldn't help him, and the kid didn't give up. He passed out, but as soon as that arm dropped, and he was gone. But then we had to try to get Doc off of him, and it was just
Oh my
Luckily, Hillbilly Joe
goodness.
came out. Hillbilly Joe came out and for the rescue. But
Oh, to make his brother watch, that's cruel.
they were vicious. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. That was pretty ruthless. And I mean,
That's
they're
not nice.
They're holding on to those belts by any means necessary. But now they're going to have to go up against Hillbilly and Pharaoh
Good.
Funk. But it was a good night.
When
and
is that
then,
going to happen? When is that match happening?
I
Have they
think it's
named it
happening
yet?
in Moselle on the 7th. I won't be there for that one because I had prior booking with Bayou. I'll be in West Monroe for Bayou on the 7th. But the and then there was also a non-title match between Barry Wolf, who's their SWA champion, against Nick Wonder.
Mhm.
And it took forever for me to get them in the rings to start the match.
Oh, really?
It was just a fight. These
What
guys
they
hate
have?
each other.
I was say they hate each other. They
Hate each other. It was a fight. It was a double. It ended up being double count out. And they managed to attack him after the match. They attacked Nick and his manager attacked Barry and got his arm down. They got his arm between the ring apron and the steps and kicked the steps on it. And he thinks he's going to be all right. He had a previous arm injury, but they messed this guy got his elbow than his arm. So he's going to be defending the championship pretty soon against Nick Wonder. Nick Wonder, who's been a guest on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've talked to
It's
him.
the Wild Wild West the other night. I'm telling you, it was a great show. Me and Ref Obama held it down. It's always good to work for SWA. Now I'm shifting my focus over. I got BIW the 7th and the 14th of March.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be
Really
back.
back to back.
Yeah,
They
we
have
got
back-to-back shows?
West Monroe
Oh.
and Minden. Yeah,
Okay.
our first time going
okay.
to Minden. West Monroe's like at exit 10, like exit 114.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Minden is exit 48.
Okay.
So they're 60, 70 miles apart.
And where West Monroe is in Louisiana?
Louisiana. They're both in Louisiana.
Okay, they're both in Louisiana. Okay, cool.
And then I'll be back. Then I'll be back to SWA on the 28th.
Goodness. So
And the 11th of April.
you're just refereeing all over the place these days.
I could do it every weekend.
Uh-huh.
I could do it every weekend if I wanted to.
Yeah. Enough promotions around there.
Good promotions too.
That's right. You should. Hey, are you going to try to go to Vegas and like ref something out there
No.
during WrestleMania?
No.
Oh,
No. They kind of pissed me off. They kind of pissed me off when they moved WrestleMania from New Orleans to Vegas.
oh,
Because they announced New Orleans and everybody was excited. Man, I was going to go down there and try to work every show I could possibly work.
yeah.
My guys were coming in. We were going to party for my 60th birthday.
Yeah. Oh,
And they moved it to Vegas. And no.
boo. I know. That's how we felt when they told us it will not be in Nashville next year. It will be in Saudi Arabia. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
man, we thought we were going to get a WrestleMania in Nashville. Oh, well.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, I
We
wouldn't
got
mind
some
going.
questions.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to go to Saudi Arabia. And from what I understand, it's not that expensive. Let's
Send me a
go. Hey,
postcard.
Allison, what's going on, darling? Hey, Sam, glad you're here. Matthew, Elvis Presley in the house. Austin Kendrick. Sam says that Crusade Pro was
Matthew
awesome
got a
Saturday.
he said he's got a new belt.
They said Crusade Pro was awesome Saturday. There were 4 shows that day.
That's
Pro Wrestling
awesome.
225, Crusade Pro, SWA, and Battle Zone. Yeah. And I will not be at LAW on Friday because we are going to see Gary Allen in Bossier City. Andrew Hermes in the house.
Keep you honest.
Yeah. Just a lot going on.
Where are you going to go see? Where'd
We're
you say
going
you're
to
Gary
Margaritaville,
Allen?
the Margaritaville Casino in Bossier. Gary Allen's going to be there. That's what I got my wife for our anniversary. She loves Gary Allen.
Yes. Okay.
So
Yes,
we're gonna
yes,
have a
yes.
little.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I see that now.
So I'm gonna take her see Gary Allen. Let him warm her up for me.
Oh, Lord.
The whole TNA top 10 is here. What's going on, T-Weave? He's got soccer practice.
Allison.
Hey, Austin's asking if we watched Raw last night. And I did.
Parts. Sorry. I fell asleep. Oh, sorry. What happened?
What?
Tell me. What happened?
Bronson
Was it
Reed
good?
got hurt.
Oh, like really legit? Like
Yeah,
you
he
think
tore
he really got
his
hurt?
bicep. Oh, yeah, he tore his bicep.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, and then Jey Uso won the match. It was a three-way for the Elimination Chamber. And you could tell that the finish got changed. And I think
Who do you
I'm
think
getting tired.
was supposed to
I'm getting tired of WWE with the predictability because Stephanie wasn't even paying attention, and I didn't know at the time that Bronson had got hurt.
Uh-huh.
But she looked, and Uso won, and Stephanie goes, "Well, you didn't see that coming, did you?" So I mean, it's kind of predictable.
But do you think it got changed? Do you think the finish got changed? Like,
oh
do you
yeah,
think
they said that you
Bronson-
could tell that Jey Uso didn't even act like he was excited about winning.
Oh.
But
Oh. He thought he had off this weekend. No.
and you could tell that they were doing a lot of talking after Bronson got hurt. But
right.
I say all that to say, why not let El Grande Americano win?
That's what I was going to ask. Who was all in there?
Yeah, I mean, nobody would have seen it, and the crowd would have popped huge for it, and it wouldn't have been as predictable. And the predictability, like last night, was about AJ Styles.
Yes.
They were honoring AJ Styles, and all night they were showing everybody there. The Doc and Gallows was there.
Oh, awesome. Good.
Bobby Roode opened a closet door, and Abyss came out.
Oh.
Full Abyss gimmick.
Oh, I love it. Darn.
I mean, it was.
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
It was fun, and they did the whole. They let him come out and let AJ cut a promo at the end and thank his wife and his kids, and it was real nice. And everybody was out on the stage clapping for him, and then the lights went out and the gong hit, and the Undertaker came to the ring on a motorcycle. They played the American Badass music, and he went up there and told AJ that he was going in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yay! Good for him. Oh, was he taken by surprise? I bet he was.
He acted surprised.
Well, that's good.
I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised that quick?
I would have been shocked if they wouldn't have put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm glad they did. I'm not crapping on it. I'm just saying that.
Well, yeah.
And I don't think with the Undertaker part, I saw it on Netflix after the credits, but somebody actually posted it on Twitter saying that this was after the show went off. So, but I saw it the feed was still on Netflix, so we saw it.
Right.
Austin wants to know, do you think AJ Styles needs to go in the TNA Hall of Fame? That's a big yes, and it would probably be later this year at Bound for Glory. Tommy Dreamer was talking about it on Busted Open today. But we all do believe that he's through. I do believe that last night when he left his gloves and his jacket in the ring.
He did, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
He said he didn't want to leave it over there. He wanted to leave it at home in Atlanta.
Aw.
And they showed it. They played they did a nice video package. The music was Higher by Creed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And they had TNA footage in there, and it was I thought it was really, they gave him a good send-off.
Awesome. Well, that squelched any AEW rumor
Yeah,
going into the Hall of Fame of WWE. Probably not going to happen.
But speaking of Busted Open, they sat down with Paul Heyman. They had lots of media for the 2K event that WWE had at their headquarters.
Okay.
And they got like Busted Open got to interview a lot of people, but they actually got to do a sit-down taped interview. When I say they, I mean Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, and no, not Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat down with Paul Heyman for about 15 minutes.
Cool.
And it'll be on YouTube. Search Busted Open on YouTube. Watch the Paul Heyman. The dude gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't just talk. I mean, he, like Bully would say, why do you feel that way? And he immediately had a reason why he felt that way about something.
Yeah.
And he gave Austin Theory a huge compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of look at him a little different because I don't doubt what Heyman said was genuine.
What'd he say?
He thinks Austin Theory is Shawn Michaels in the Rockers.
Okay.
And he goes, and then somebody said, you think that? And he goes, and I may apologize to Austin if he thinks I've set the bar too low. I mean, if he puts Austin Theory where Shawn Michaels was in the Rockers.
Drinking, partying, do you think that's what he's talking about?
No, I think he's talking about
ability.
But he explained how the character evolves and you get comfortable, and then it's how he kind of explained how it would work for Austin Theory and how it would go wrong for Austin Theory. And just hearing Paul Heyman talking about the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was recorded before Bronson got hurt too.
Right.
But he said that this feels like what the situation he's in right now feels like his ECW, because it was them against the world.
Yeah.
Prove everybody wrong. And go out of your way to hear Paul Heyman. I hope someday he doesn't work at WWE and does a podcast. God, I hope he does. And I just loved it. I loved hearing it so much. I mean, it's just like, man, you just don't want him to quit talking when he goes into because it was like almost a teaching mode. And he gave a master class, and like he even called out the booking in WWE. Because he said, he goes, because they said something about backstage. He goes, hey, let me tell you something. And I don't know if it'll ever be on Unreal or not, but I've been waving my arms up and down, not about the booking for Las Vegas for WrestleMania. I've been waving my arms and down saying, what are we going to do in Saudi for WrestleMania? Because if we know what we're going to do in Saudi for WrestleMania, it makes what we're going to do in Vegas for WrestleMania a lot more easy to book. Because that's the launching pad for Saudi. The Saudi is the launching pad for 2028. 2028, launching pad for 29. If we know what we're going to do, it's easier to do.
True.
So it's about as close to being critical on the booking as that you can get. I mean, but he made sense, and it wasn't vicious or anything, and he wasn't attacking anybody. It just was really, really good.
I think Paul Heyman, though, he's at the point where he can say these things, and it's not like he's worried about being let go. You know,
No,
I
I
mean,
don't think
to
he
be able
is.
to tell the truth or how he really feels, like he's not towing the corporate line. He can say what he wants.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, he didn't throw anybody under the
sense.
bus, and he didn't give away any secrets.
And it all makes sense.
Well, we got a good topic tonight.
We do.
And we're going to attack it. And I want to point out, if you're watching because you want to hear about the modern day warrior, Kerry Von Erich, I realize that the Iron Claw has come out on Netflix. If we're not telling the tragic story of Kerry Von Erich. We're not going to pick out all of his shortcomings. Hey, we know him. We know. We all know. That's been told 100 times. We're going to try to focus on some of the positive stuff about him. And then we'll wrap it up. We're not going to blow rainbow smoke either, but I mean, we're not going to dump on the Von Erichs for the next hour. Okay. And Amy has prepared trivia. And with that being said, because she doesn't want us to actually maybe cover anything that would help.
Kevin.
She don't want us to cover anything that might actually help you answer these questions.
That's right.
We'll just jump in.
we've already said one thing, but
We'll
that's
jump right
okay.
in.
It's time for Amy's trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
All right. Yay, trivia. All right. We're
Kevin
gonna
Davenport in the chat.
I know. Hey, Kevin.
Man, I love seeing that Kevin Davenport's back in the chat and
I got to
on the upswing.
exactly. I watched Double Drop Kicks podcast on Saturday, and it was fabulous. Very glad to see our friend Kevin up. All right. First question. Kerry Von Erich's best recorded high school discus throw was what? Which set a Texas state record at Lake Dallas High School. Was it 195 feet 7 inches, 196 feet 7 inches, 197 feet 7 inches, or 198 feet and 7 inches?
I'm going to let the chat answer because I'm pretty sure that I know this. I'll go last because my granddaughter throws discus, and I believe that I told her this fact.
All right. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Andrew says it's D. Allison T-Weave's going B, 196. Matt's going B. Austin's going C.
Ooh, we got everything but the A.
Well, I think it's D. D is in damn near 200. Oh, it's only B. Okay.
It was B only. Whew, it was 100.
Well, 196 is damn near 200 too.
Yes. 100.
Hey, Ed.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Ethan. How are you all?
Hey, Ethan, Ed, look at this. We got a crowd tonight.
Thank y'all. Yes, it was 196 feet and 7 inches. I can't even imagine throwing that. All right.
Yeah, because when we were watching the discus during the at the state track with the girls, there's a girl throwing it like 120.
Yeah.
And as a senior.
Right. And that's crazy. What?
But to throw it 196 feet and 7 inches blows my mind.
Close to what, in between the 60 and 70 yard line on a football field, right?
You want me to do math?
3 feet to a yard. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is. That's
It'll
crazy.
be around the 65.
Think about that. And to control it, like you could spin around and you could heave it off in the wrong direction, and that would be terrible. Kerry's first reign as NWA American Heavyweight Champion began after defeating which opponent in 1980? Okay. Was it the Masked Superstar? Was it Bugsy McGraw, Gino Hernandez, or Ernie Ladd? Who did he defeat for his first reign? And I say first because he had several. First reign as NWA American Heavyweight Champion.
All right. Kevin Davenport says it's B, Bugsy McGraw. Terry's going C, Gino Hernandez. Austin's going D, Ernie Ladd. Allison went C. Kevin's got a C with a question mark. Matthew went C. It is in fact C, Ernie. It is in fact Gino Hernandez.
It is. Very good.
Do you have any more questions about the American Heavyweight Championship?
No.
He will trade the title with Ernie Ladd. He will lose the title to Ernie Ladd, but regain it. And he does get the title from Bugsy McGraw. And he will wrestle the Masked Superstar, but I don't think that was in Dallas.
I'm trying to think. I think
he is wrestling the Masked Superstar. I think he wrestles the Masked Superstar in Missouri. No. I think he wrestled him in Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, but in 1981, he wrestled all these people in 81.
Yes.
And Bugsy McGraw was 82.
And so, yes. And I feel like Ernie Ladd, or at least one of them, like I said, I think he won it like 5 or 6 times. Like, there was multiple Reigns.
and I saw a match. There was an old it said Championship Wrestling, and it had matches from Mid-South, which was Tri-States at the time, and Georgia, because I guess Watts was promoting both territories, booking both territories, and they had matches from both. And it was cool because the Brute wrestled Jose Lothario on their main event, and Bugsy McGraw was the Brute.
Really?
It was kind of, yeah, it was 1978, and it was like Wild Bill Irwin. Wild Bill Irwin was in 2 enhancement matches. He was.
I don't. Speaking of Gino Hernandez, I got my book today from Lizzie Flanagan. I did. I got my book. A previous guest of ours has written a book on Gino Hernandez.
Lizzie Flanagan.
I am the champion.
I am your champion.
I am your champion. I'm very sorry. And I finally got my copy. I'm super excited to read it. It was in the mail today.
I have to check my mailbox. I had to go to the bathroom when I got home. I did not stop at the mailbox.
And also, your arrived. What you sent arrived today.
Oh, did it? Okay, good.
Yes. It's like
good. Glad to hear it.
Forestry. I didn't know what in the world.
Yeah. All right.
1983. Kerry was involved in a loser leaves town style angle, with which rival? Terry Gordy, Kamala, the Missing Link, or Michael Hayes? Who was he involved in a loser leaves town match?
Well,
1983.
There's 2 answers that are correct here.
There's only one in cage match.
I'm going to narrow it down. I'm going to narrow it down to the singles match, not the tag team match.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you narrowed it down anyway when you said there's possibly 2 answers.
There is 2. Let's see who said Ed said C, the Missing Link.
Ooh.
Or did Ed answer on? No, Ed answered a few minutes ago. That was on Gino.
He said A. Oh, wait. I don't know now.
Everybody's saying A on Terry Gordy. Ethan got it with D.
No, I think
Michael
that was
Hayes.
on the last one. I think that, well, maybe not. Maybe it is the right one. I don't know.
Well,
we got to watch these people.
Well, everybody's saying A. You're not wrong.
You are.
Technically, you're not wrong, because we were looking for Michael Hayes on Thanksgiving. He sent Michael Hayes packing. Michael Hayes showed up dressed as Santa Claus during the tag team match between Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think that was Kevin and Mike. I don't think it was Kerry and Mike. Yeah, that is only the one answer.
Thank you. Okay.
Right?
I work really hard on my trivia.
Well, yeah, but that was a loser leave town situation as well.
And I thought what was really interesting, which I don't know why I thought it was interesting, that was the only in his entire history of matches. I was like I said, I was looking at cage match where he had a loser leaves town. I don't know why I thought that would have been more popular, but
they keep carrying back. I think did they hurt Kevin?
You can tell us about that later.
Yeah, now I can't remember.
Because I do not.
The only thing I remember about Christmas night was that Michael was dressed as Santa Claus and David wrestled Ric Flair.
Now, is this what you physically saw that? I mean, you were there?
Yeah.
Well, I know. I did not know. I figured you were there, but wasn't sure. Okay. The next couple are fill in the blank. Okay. Kerry lost the NWA World Heavyweight Championship to Ric Flair in the city of blank in May of 1984. They were in Japan. I'll just go ahead and tell y'all that. So don't be telling me Omaha, because that's not the right answer. Kerry lost the NWA World Heavyweight Championship to Ric Flair in what city in May of 1984? This is a little bit harder, a little bit trickier.
Yeah. You got it. You got me on this one.
Ding, 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 ding. That's what I wanted. Hi, Brandon.
It was
Anybody have a guess? Just throw out a Japanese town's name. I don't know if that is a town.
it wasn't Okinawa.
It's not that one, Allison.
Yokohama, Kyoto, Tokyo.
It was not Tokyo.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yokosuka. Okay.
Yokosuka, Japan.
Wouldn't have got that.
Now, in case y'all ever need that for trivia, just know Yokosuka. All right, next question. I'm going to kind of have to change it up a little bit, but I will still ask it. It says WWE fans knew Kerry Von Erich by the name he used for the company, the Texas Tornado. But before that, he had an even more interesting moniker. Now, as you all know, because it was in the caricature, is that he was known as the Modern Day Warrior. That was the more interesting moniker. But do you know why he was called that and where that name came from? So we're going to change it up a little bit, and I'll tell y'all.
Okay.
Do you not know?
I know exactly where it came
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Where did the name, the Modern Day Warrior, come from that Kerry Von Erich used? Where do y'all think it came from?
Terry said his daddy decided it.
No.
I'm going to put a star on Matthew's question and circle back to it.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say it because that's going to
Okay.
take forever for somebody to type it out. He got the song from the Rush song Tom Sawyer.
Yep, it was a lyric in the
That was his
Rush
entrance.
song,
That was his entrance
Tom
music.
Sawyer. Exactly, Willie. Willie put it out. He came from his entrance music. Very good, Willie. Okay, last question. And again, we had to change it up a little bit since the Modern Day Warrior was first thing you saw. This might be a little bit hard, but in 2014, the WWE put out a list called the best 100 matches to see before you die. Where was the Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair Christmas 82, aka Steel Cage, WCCW Christmas Star Wars? Where was that match ranked on this list of 100 best matches to see before you die?
Did you find the list?
Yes.
We need to go over the list.
Okay.
And see how many of the 100 that we've actually seen.
Okay. I will say this was the only entry for Kerry Von Erich. And again, this was 2014. So
yeah, they're going to put it down kind of low. I'm going to say I'm going to say maybe 47.
That is not low enough, Dave.
Allison said 81 or 24. Terry said 79. Brandon said 36. Hi, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Matt said 56. Ed said 20.
Ed's being very generous.
Austin said 66.
All right. Dave, do you have an answer? What'd you say? You did not go low enough.
Oh, then I'll say 69.
Of course you would. Okay. It was number.
Oh,
it was
wow.
90th. It was
That's
90th.
bullshit. That's bullshit. But that's how WWE lists are.
Well, and again, I'm just saying that is, yes, it was 90th. So yeah, I'll send that over. Yeah.
Yeah, the cage match that launched a money feud was the 90th on the list.
It was the 90th. So I hope
I look forward to picking this list apart.
I hope one day, if you're ever at like Buffalo Wild Wings and they have some kind of trivia or something like that going on, that one of these answers comes up and you could say, hey, I remember that from Amy's trivia. You're welcome.
All right, let's jump right in. Amy.
Let's do it.
Kerry Von Erich who is synonymous with the state of Texas, by the way, was not born in the state of Texas. He was born on March 20th, 1960 in Niagara Falls, New York.
Mhm.
So that's
Tell
kind
me-
of interesting.
Remind me, he is the third because they had a son that passed, right? So that was the oldest.
He was the fourth.
He's the fourth. Oh, because I forget.
Because
David
Jack
and
Jr., Kevin,
yes,
Dave,
Kevin. Okay.
then Kerry,
Okay.
then Mike, then Chris.
Okay. He was the fourth. Okay.
17 were Hogan matches. I bet you.
Um,
Bet it was more than that.
again, there was a few on there.
Anyway, so Kerry grew up. He was a world-class athlete, really specialized in track and field.
Mhm.
Had discus records, was an Olympic hopeful.
Mhm.
They say that he had a chance to make the Olympic team in 1980, but because of the boycott that Carter had, I've heard that that really kept him from going. I mean, he was already wrestling. I think they were
Mhm.
saying that he didn't get paid to wrestle, which I don't believe that either. But being a pro wrestler would have messed back then. You would have messed with his eligibility, I guess. I don't. The kayfabe story is that Carter boycotted the 1980 Olympics, and they didn't go. So Kerry's Olympic dreams were over with, and he went full-time pro. But he already debuted. He already had debuted in 1978 on May 7th, 1978. He made his pro wrestling debut against this fella.
Oh, I thought that was him. I was like, what?
No, this fella was his first opponent.
What?
But at this time, he was going by Paul Percival.
Mm-hmm.
And Willie Thornbrew can tell us exactly who that is. Do you know who that is, Amy? By his other name?
Buddy Rose.
That's Playboy Buddy Rose. We're going to get back to him again later.
Give me a pat on the back. I got that one right.
Kid.
Look at me. I don't even have my glasses on.
In 1978, he was pretty much wrestling Gino Hernandez regularly. Gary
Who?
Hart.
Kerry
was. His opponents would have been Gary Hart. He was in there with Gino. He was in there with Mark Lewin, who you might know as the Purple Haze with Kevin Sullivan. Maniac Mark Lewin. And Killer Tim Brooks. Kerry did a lot of tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
If
Right?
If you look back at Kerry Von Erich's career, you could make a strong case that Kerry Von Erich was a career tag team wrestler. He was, he held tag team titles and he had lots of partners. Lots of partners.
Well, that's a good way to learn, right? When you're starting out, is being a tag team.
And I think
that makes sense
because they had him in there with like Al Madrill as a partner, and of course his brothers, and
right.
But his first title that he ever won was the Texas Tag Team Championship. He won that with Bruiser Brody.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
His first, of course, in trivia, we learned that his first American Heavyweight Championship was against Gino Hernandez.
Yep.
And like I said, he was working with Gino a lot. And the thing I found interesting, though, out of all the titles in world class, because he held the Texas Tag Team titles, the American Tag Team titles, he even held the World Tag Team titles because they had their own version of the NWA World Tag Team titles, the Texas version.
Right.
He held that. He held the World Class Tag Team titles. He held the 6-man titles, all those tags, and he never held the Texas Heavyweight Championship until it was the USWA Texas Heavyweight Championship. He never held it while it was recognized as the NWA or the World Class.
I think Austin Kendrick, are you asking, is Buddy Rowe still alive? I would say no. Is he?
I think Buddy Rose has passed.
I think he has two.
I think he passed away.
Could be wrong.
Willie could tell us. Willie's even throwing out that he was the executioner from WrestleMania 1.
Yeah. I think somebody asked if he was, and Willie affirmed, yes, he was the executioner.
So Kerry was spending, 78, 79, 80. He was honing his skills. He was getting, and then he got to, there's Gino.
Yep.
With his,
could have been
with his Izod jacket. There's a picture of him. This is a little bit later. This was 1984.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell it's 84 because Kerry's wearing David's tights.
Oh.
There's Ernie Ladd with the American Heavyweight Championship belt. And this was actually
king? He was a king. That was
Ernie Ladd did a king gimmick. He would do a king gimmick. He was huge. I saw Ernie Ladd. The only time I ever saw Ernie Ladd wrestle in person, they brought him in to go against Kamala at the Sportatorium. And the crowd didn't, they say that, I mean, like my good friend Lance Peterson watches it and says that the crowd didn't know how to react to him because he'd been a heel for so long. They brought him in against Kamala.
Right.
And when I went and saw him, I had met Ernie at our grocery store.
He just coming in getting groceries
because Ernie had friends in the neighborhood, and he would come by the store and see one of our butchers, and I got to meet him. And honestly, when I met Ernie, I didn't know he was a wrestler. I thought he was an ex-football player. So,
well, he was that too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I didn't know he was a wrestler. I wasn't watching wrestling when I met him.
I got you.
Then Kerry crossed paths with Harley Race.
Thank you.
Playboy Buddy Rose died April 28th, 2009. Thank you for that. So Kerry and Harley Race crossed paths on July 28th, 1980. Kerry had defeated Harley Race in a non-title match. And then
at Star Wars, or is that something separate?
This is something separate.
Okay.
This was a graphic I pulled. We're going to get to this match.
Okay.
Kerry lost to Race when he got his title shot. He got his title shot January 19th of 81. They had they wrestled to a double count out at Reunion Arena in February 22nd of 1981. Kerry and Harley Race battled at Texas Stadium on Fritz Von Erich's retirement card. That would have been June 4th of 82. And they were wrestling to see who would be the number one contender to go against Ric Flair. And Kerry won that match.
Okay.
So Kerry, that was setting up Kerry's title shot in August when I actually, my first trip to go to the wrestling matches. This came from the network. They put the Star Wars cards on Peacock. Oh. And unfortunately, you can't go to Peacock and watch them now.
What are they going to do? Are they going to put those anywhere? Is it going to be on Netflix or ESPN? Do we know?
This is what I heard.
On where? I'm sorry.
Netflix, but they're adding stuff to YouTube also. So
yeah, I've seen that.
I want to tell you that so many of us think of Kerry Von Erich and Ric Flair as a great feud, as a great opponents for each other. But if you go back and watch the matches that Kerry Von Erich had with Harley Race, I've always felt like that Kerry Von Erich matched up better with Harley Race than he did Ric Flair.
Now let me ask you this, because I do not know, and I know you will. I mean, how many Okay, word salad. Sorry, let me start over.
Okay.
I only know of Kerry Von Erich wrestling Ric Flair and winning for the title.
Right.
So was there a huge history behind them with them fighting, or?
Well, no? Kerry had his, I mean, everybody had their go with Ric Flair.
Okay.
I mean, I got in when it was Kerry's turn. My first night just happened to be Kerry and Flair 2 out of 3 falls at Reunion Arena.
Okay.
Uh,
Had
me back.
David passed away at this, or yes, had David passed away when Kerry started getting his turn?
No.
with Ric Flair? Okay, this was before.
This was 82.
Okay, so okay.
But I also want to point out before I get way ahead of myself that Kerry was starting to travel. He was defending the American title in the Watts territory.
Mhm.
He would defend against the Grappler. They were sending him up to Kansas City. He was wrestling on Wrestling at the Chase.
Is that where he would probably wrestle Harley a lot, or that
he
would that
wrestled
be where they
Harley.
would wrestle?
He wrestled Harley in Missouri, but not like David.
Okay.
Kerry wasn't getting. I mean, David was. I didn't get the impression that Kerry was getting the main events in Missouri like David was.
I got
David
you.
had a much better spot in Missouri than Kerry did.
Well, and at that point, they thought it was going to be David, right? I mean, so why would you give Kerry you know what I'm saying? Like, David was the one that was a little bit older, had been wrestling a little bit more, that was kind of looking to be the heir apparent.
Well, you know how we talked about Harley did so much for David?
Yes.
Well, when we get to it, I'll tell you what Harley was quoted as saying about Kerry, and you can see where.
Okay.
Where he kind of, I don't think he disliked Kerry. I just think that.
Right.
But you see his attitude about Kerry when we get to it. He was doing tag team matches with Ted DiBiase against Afa and Sika, the Samoans.
Goodness.
He was tag teaming with Dusty Rhodes against Greg Valentine and Ox Baker.
Oh, Ox Baker. We need to talk about him sometime.
In 1982, Kerry crossed paths with Flair. He got disqualified against Flair. Flair would beat him in January. He got disqualified against Flair in February. They wrestled in Austin, Texas, and Rick won on 3/16 of 82. This is interesting. That Kerry had gone to Florida and tagged with David against the Briscoes and against Butch Reed and Sweet Brown Sugar.
We talked about Sweet Brown.
So Kerry spent some time with David, tag teaming with him as a heel, going to Florida. And so Kerry was going from Dallas to Missouri to Florida. He was heading over to. He was also doing some time in Japan. So he's really starting to catch on in early 82.
Is that okay? So when did him and David go to Florida to be heels?
That was early 82.
Okay,
summer of 82.
I gotcha.
Because David came home in August, and him and Kevin won the All Asian Tag Team titles on the same Star Wars that Kerry wrestled Flair.
I gotcha.
Of course, we know that Kerry got disqualified 2 out of 3 falls. But the problem with the referee, Fritz beat the referee up. Sets up a rematch for Christmas. He also wrestled Ric Flair to a draw in October in San Antonio. Kerry and Flair was hitting the marquees.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
were they going hour?
You can go back and look at 84.
Mm-hmm.
In 84 and even early 85, whenever Flair would go to Bill Watts was bringing Kerry Von Erich in to go around the horn with Flair instead of one of his own Mid-South wrestlers.
When you said they went to a draw, were they doing 30-minute matches or an hour? What would they typically, if you know, I'm just curious.
It wouldn't give a time, but the only time limit draw I saw them go to was in Fort Worth, Texas, and they called it an hour.
Okay.
That was the match.
Right?
They said that Kerry had the 104 favor, and
okay.
That's the match that Flair said in his book that Kerry was in a bad way. but they still went an hour. So
right. Well, that makes sense. An hour, like that probably is what a draw was, in a 30-minute time limit.
It could have been. I mean, I don't know. I never attended a card in San Antonio. I don't know what their time limits were, but it was 30. It could have been 30, 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Lance Peterson's here, and he said even the paper admitted the time was BS. Hey, and I know that it was actually closer to 50 minutes.
Mm.
And the reason I know this is there was a big clock in Will Rogers. And the reason that I know that is because I was there on a school night that we were allowed to go from Dallas to Fort Worth on a school night to see this match.
Oh my gosh.
And
how as far as Dallas to Fort Worth?
Is an hour drive.
Whew.
Because I live in Pleasant Grove. So it was an hour drive on a school night. So I was looking when the main event came to the ring, I was looking at the clock, and I'm telling you, it wasn't when it was over, it wasn't a full hour.
Right.
Hey, but you hear them talk about the match. I don't remember the match being bad.
Mm-hmm.
It kept my attention for almost an hour. I mean, they told us that Kerry was sick.
Right.
It was an hour wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get those a lot in World Class. All right.
Was 30 still a toll road? Robert wants to what I'm about to ask.
Yeah. Dallas Fort Worth Turnpike. I want to say that the toll gates were still up, Robert.
Oh my.
Yeah, I forgot that. The toll it was.
You have to be really dedicated. You had to pay for your ticket and on the road.
Robert Wells, one of my fellow referees. We worked together at BIW.
Cool.
Guys that weren't even in the territory tell stories like they were there that night. Something interesting happened after this. I'm gonna go circle back around to Harley Race.
Oh yes.
On January 1st, Kerry was wrestling Race in Missouri, and Harley got disqualified to protect the title. It was a Missouri title match, and Kerry got a rematch on the 21st of January and won the belt. Because the stipulation was if the champion got disqualified, he would lose the belt.
Oh.
I have a book right here called The Strap. You can get it on Amazon. It's an incredible book. It's about the Missouri Championship. It's a who's who of wrestlers that held. It's Hall of Fame Central who had the Missouri Championship.
Yes. Who wrote that book? I'm sorry. Who wrote that book? Roger
Deem, Deem.
D-E.
And it's a forward by Larry Matzik.
Okay.
It's a great book.
And you always kind of said that the Missouri title was kind of like the stepping stone for the NWA title. So
it was widely regarded as the stepping stone to the NWA World title.
So that definitely makes sense that there would be a lot of, like you said, who's who.
But Kerry won it by disqualification.
Mm-hmm.
The title changed hands on a disqualification. And Harley was quoted as saying, I had to put him over. It's bad enough I had to put him over as much as I did in Texas. I damn sure wasn't going to do it in my hometown. So Harley drops the belt by disqualification. Now, here's an interesting story about the Missouri Championship. They didn't allow people to take the belt home. The wrestlers were not allowed to travel with the belts. But Kevin took the belt home when he had it. And Kerry left with it. And they didn't know that Kerry had it until they found out he was defending it in Japan.
Oh, how does that happen?
He went to Japan in April. He defended against Tenryu and one other wrestler. It was one successful title defense, and the other one was a double count out. And but he defended the Missouri Championship twice, and it wasn't even authorized. The people in Missouri didn't even know the belt was in Japan.
Oh my goodness!
So on April 15th.
That can't make them happy. That cannot make them happy.
Kerry lost the belt to Crusher Blackwell when he got back on April 15th in Missouri. So they got the belt off of him pretty quick.
I bet. Who now did Crusher Blackwell? Is that somebody?
Jerry Blackwell, Crusher Blackwell, big fella.
Okay.
From Stone Mountain, Georgia.
But he didn't turn out to be someone else, right? What was the one man gang? What was he called? Wasn't he a Crusher? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I feel
think
like
One
one
Man
man.
No,
One
One Man
Man
Gang
Gang
was
was
all
something.
One Man Gang, and he might have wrestled as his name.
I'm gonna look that up because I know that he was some kind of crusher or bruiser or something.
You think you're thinking about
Am I thinking about the wrong person?
yeah, you're thinking about Bam Bam Bigelow. He was Crusher Yarkov or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And Barry Darso was Crusher Darso.
Right. Now I did
before
know
he was
that
Crusher
one.
Khrushchev. So that's just kind of interesting that the Kerry's
Uh-huh.
So that's
Crusher.
answering your trivia question. The only man to ever defend the Missouri Championship in Japan.
He was Crusher Broomfield. I knew that One Man Gang went by something like that.
Right.
Crusher Broomfield.
Look at you go, kid.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't remember what it was or where I heard it, but I did know there was something there.
So now we're rolling. We're rolling through 83. Another little thing called the Von Erich Freebird Wars started. So Kerry's wrestling. His chase of Flair has he's chasing Flair more out of the territory than in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we've pivoted to Kevin in early 83.
Right.
We've pivoted to Kevin. Kevin's going after Race. Race kicks David in the head. Now David's after Race. Then David's after Flair. So David's pursuit of Flair was going for the. So Kerry's not back in the title picture until it's in memory of David. But Kerry's spending all of his 1983. I mean, he's going against the Freebirds. He's traveling to Missouri. He's just, he's all over. And of course, we're gonna keep on, and we're gonna bring it on to 84. Where unfortunately,
title.
Not unfortunately, he won the World Heavyweight Championship from Flair, but the reason he did is because there's a memory of his brother.
Right.
He spent 18 days defending the title.
Yep.
18 title defenses in 18 days.
Pretty title right there.
Where he lost it in Yokosuka, Japan.
Yes.
Yokosuka?
No, not Suma, Suka. It
Yokosuka?
Is. Or Oscar. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce things. I don't want to be. So I'm not very good at that. But
he said they stopped. Lance says they quit taking in 78. Did they? I guess the toll booths were still there though. You had to drive through them.
I could see that. No, they just haven't taken them down.
I thought it was later than that too, because it seemed like I had to pay tolls to go to Six Flags. As a matter of fact, I went around the Grand Prairie side to avoid the toll booths.
And here he's saying you didn't even have to do that.
Yeah. I've been asleep since then.
Hey, I mean,
remember
that literally was almost.
I can remember going through the toll booths and get my dad let me throw the change out into it.
I love it. That was almost 50 years ago. So it'll be okay if you don't remember exactly.
That was hurtful, Amy. That was
hurtful. But it was the truth. I was just saying it's almost 50 years ago.
I just thought I'd go ahead and throw a picture of the four brothers.
What a good bunch there.
Lance, while I'm talking about Lance, like Lance does the World Lance Cast, the world class podcast on BTT, Booking the Territory, on their Patreon. They do a great job. Like me and Timmy C were the Temu version of doing that. but Lance knows everything, and he pointed out that Mike just started wrestling on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So there was only 2 or 3 cards that all the brothers were on. All the brothers wrestled on. And I think that I don't think that he counts the one where Kevin came out because he got hurt in the back and he came out and caused disqualification as him officially wrestling on that show.
It's amazing. I mean, I know David was tall, but I mean, he is like literally a head taller. They are like literally just at his shoulders.
I believe in my heart of hearts, had Mike not got sick, that Mike would have filled out and been more like David than any of the other ones.
But Mike didn't have the he's the one that wanted to be a musician, right?
Yeah, but Mike was not. I mean, Mike got better.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying.
Mike wanted to be a musician, but he knew. I mean, he was not a bad wrestler.
Right.
I mean, it's not like he just got in there and said, "Hey, I'm the boss's son. We're going to do this tonight."
Right.
I mean, he had good matches, and Lance has even pointed out that he got better. But what Toxic Shock did to him, Toxic Shock did to him, I thought that ravaged his body. I think if he would have ever filled out, that he would have probably been more of a David type.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was kind of more of a, I mean, he didn't really know how to wrestle that great, so he was more of a brawler anyway.
Right.
And when you put him in there with the Freebirds, he really had no choice but to fight or die.
True.
Because that was just orchestrated bar fights is what that was every night.
Yeah, really.
I mean, every now and then you'd see them have a wrestling match, and you're like, they must have just felt like showing
accidentally threw a move. No,
it's kind of like Hulk Hogan. He could wrestle, he just didn't have to.
True.
When they put
and
him
nobody wanted to see Terry Gordy wrestle. They wanted to see him beat the crap out of somebody, right?
Well, when you saw Terry Gordy wrestle, it was a thing of beauty.
Oh.
I hate that the episode that he wrestled Ric Flair at the Sportatorium from 1983 is not on the network. I mean, we couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
That match.
Aww.
Because they skipped that episode.
Wonder why.
The February 3rd episode they skipped, and we have no idea why. But that match against Ric Flair and Terry Gordy, and the way Flair ended up pinning him was Gordy came off and Flair kind of picked him up like a bear hug almost.
Yeah.
But fell backwards with him and clotheslined him on the top rope, and then when he come off the rope, he rolled him up.
Okay.
It was a cool finish.
That hurt.
I can't remember if I paid tolls in 1982, but I can tell you that I saw how Ric Flair pinned Terry Gordy. No, we didn't see Flair pin people very often.
Sure. Oh, because they do the figure 4. People would submit.
Well, no, I mean, because Flair get disqualified, he keep his belt.
I got you.
And so let's move on. All through 84, 85, it's Gino and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
They're chasing that. They're doing the whole Cosmic Cowboy thing with masks, trying to trick them to give them a title shot. They agree to wrestle the Cosmic Cowboys, and then it's obvious it's Kevin and Kerry under masks. But we'll fast forward on up. To June 4th, 1986, where Kerry has a motorcycle crash. He's coming back home from the lake. He's got a crotch rocket. He's riding with nothing but swimsuit or shorts.
Oof.
He did get the pin on Adams.
He got that pin on Adams also. Who, like Ric Flair did that move?
Yeah, Rick got a pin on. No, he's saying that when Rick defended against Adams, he got a pin.
Oh,
I think
okay.
The second time he wrestled Adams, I think Adams got disqualified because I think Gary Hart hit Flair with a slapjack.
Well, that will do it.
Something in a sock, and because Chris really hadn't turned yet, but Gary Hart was managing him.
I gotcha.
So he was kind of like Gary would cheat, and Chris kind of get onto him a little bit, but really wasn't arguing with the results. Anyway, he was riding it, and he ran into a police car. So he did not get on a motorcycle and lose his foot the night after he won the world title. That wasn't like the movie.
Creative license with that movie.
Yeah. And this was June of 86. I showed that he returned to the ring February 2nd of 87 against Brian Adias. He had 2 matches and apparently re-injured himself, and he was gone again until October of 87 is when I can find that he picks up again.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, he was gone longer. So if they could have amputated his foot in February and he had a prosthetic and he was back in the ring in October, his story becomes even that much more amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say it's sad to me, and I understand the mentality that his father had, that they would not wanted to show that Kerry was less than, that having a prosthetic would have, in his mind, made him less than.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying if you have a prosthetic, you're less than. And people today with the prosthetics, they can do anything. But my grandfather had a prosthetic, and I know how much trouble, I know how much it hurt him to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
The cushions, having to go get it worked on, the thick socks, the having it adjusted constantly. But the fact that Kerry Von Erich came back with a prosthetic on, and we didn't know it, nobody knew it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that he could do the things he was doing. And he was rolling into 88.
I think, though, you're right, what you're saying, but that probably is what really led to more of his drug problem, to be honest, because I'm sure he was in constant pain. He didn't need to be wrestling on a prosthetic foot. That was not
and the
made for
surgeries,
that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I would be shocked if he wasn't hooked on pain pills from the surgery, the first surgery. Of course,
Oh, sure. Or the yeah, like,
of course,
yes, I agree.
Lance said on his show this week that when Kerry came back on crutches, is probably straightest we ever saw him.
Mm,
Be careful on crutches. Because
right.
I think he went to the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think he went to the Cotton Bowl to second his brothers or something. I can't remember the show.
Right.
But Lance had just recently brought it up. Anyway, it's amazing. The story gets sad, but it didn't have to be.
Right.
It didn't have to be.
No, he should not have returned to wrestling, and not just because of a prosthetic foot, but again, prosthetic, that was not how it was made. And I'm sure that he was in constant pain.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Well, then 1988 rolls around, and we got Jerry Lawler coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Lawler's the AWA Heavyweight Champion. I remember it. I went to the Sportatorium because I wanted to see Jerry Lawler. This is the guy that I'd seen on Late Night with David Letterman with Andy Kaufman.
Yep.
This is the guy. And I couldn't wait to go see him. And that was the first time that I went to ringside to try to get an autograph. I never tried to go get an autograph before then.
Really?
And I tried to go get Lawler's, and he was being heel, so he wouldn't do it.
Oh, and plus you weren't a pretty girl to kiss. So, I'm sure that's what was really down there for all the baby faces.
And I don't remember who Lawler was in to wrestle, but Kerry came out and got in his face and told him there's only one world heavyweight champion, and it was him. Kerry acted like, Lawler didn't do anything to establish that he was a heel. Kerry came down, got in his face, and acted like a dick.
Interesting. Isn't the AWA?
Lance says it could have been Terry Taylor.
What could have been Terry Taylor?
Lawler was in to wrestle Terry Taylor.
Oh, okay.
But I know Kerry came out and got in his face and was a dick to him, and I remembered thinking, "Wow, well, Kerry's acting like a dick," but because he didn't normally act that way.
Mm-hmm.
But then he had his whole thing about there was only one Mona Lisa, one Leaning Tower of Pisa, and one world heavyweight champion. And you're looking at it because I guess Kerry was the world-class champion at the time, and we started recognizing.
Gotcha.
It's when they decided to start recognizing their own world champion.
Okay.
But him and Lawler were off to the races, and
interesting.
We started getting the USWA guys in, and
is this when, as a side note, Jerry Lawler had a thing with he took the AWA title, right? Like, is this whenever he wouldn't give it back?
Yeah, when they screwed him out of the money. When they screwed him out of the money,
He just took it on a territory
He kept
run.
the belt. And when I got my picture taken with Larry Zbyszko in 2005, I
Mhm.
borrowed the belt. Dave Milliken had the belt, that actual belt. And I took the belt over there to get my picture taken with Zbyszko. And Zbyszko looked at the belt and he goes, "Hey, is this the belt that Lawler stole?"
From my father-in-law. I don't know. No.
So I thought that was kind of funny. But on December 13th, they had their big battle up there on that pay-per-view in Chicago, and where Kerry cut himself, and I mean Kerry had Lawler in the claw, but the referee stopped it because Kerry was bleeding so bad. Even though Kerry had Lawler defeated, he stopped it. Like Lawler was out, Kerry was not, but he was bleeding, and I mean Kerry was bleeding bad. Like
really?
like everybody thinks that Eddie Guerrero match where he lost a lot of blood.
Yeah.
I mean, and Frank Dusek was throwing a fit, and I mean, we thought the fix was in, that they screwed Kerry out of the belt. And hey, the booking on it was incredible, and everybody says, because nobody knew at the time, but we noticed that Kerry's arm was bleeding, but Lawler covered it by getting it in the corner, and because Kerry accidentally cut himself getting his robe off, but it was
he cut himself getting his robe off.
Yeah, he had the razor on his finger, and he accidentally scratched his arm, and he cut his arm.
Okay.
Before the match even started. Lawler immediately went and attacked the arm.
Well, that makes sense.
But
weird.
I'm just saying, it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was a lot of drama and a lot of emotion, and we were pissed.
I bet. Well, yeah, I can imagine if he had the claw and all of a sudden the bell's ringing, but they're saying that Jerry Lawler won. I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I can see that being pretty shocking.
I mean, the show overall sucked. I mean, it was not a great show.
Oh.
But that main event was cool.
Yeah.
And I also want to point out that on March the 12th of '89, Kerry became a tag team champion with our boy Double J. JEFFJARRETT. Ain't he great? Yes, he is.
I think Jeff Jarrett's going to be the new Kevin Bacon with the 6 degrees of separation. Like Jeff Jarrett's going to be the person that you can always take everything back to.
He's been I mean, he kind of is the Kevin Bacon of professional wrestling, but he's been around long enough that he's rubbed up to everybody.
Exactly. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but that's just,
I love Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, no, that's funny that he was tag team champions with him.
Jeff Jarrett's on my Mount Rushmore, and I'll die on that hill. And it's not because of what he did in the ring; it's what he's done. What I saw him do outside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that, I mean, I've talked about it before, and I'm not going back to it. But when I realized that the man is a wrestling genius, he's got a talent for it. He's also got a talent for production, and I saw that. I saw that yesterday. Just listening to when he records his podcast live. The first 30 minutes of when everybody gets to can watch the live recording. First 30 minutes is mostly ad reads. But he came in and did one and produced, and like the production, and talked about production, and I'm like, just listening to how on top of doing things he was. The guy's, you give him a pad of paper and a pen, and he can lay out anything. It's awesome.
We've seen him do that at one of our events where we got to watch them all book a show.
Yeah. Did
you listen to that at ringclassics.com? Is that where he is now?
Yeah.
That's what I
thought. On June 22nd of 1990, this is interesting, and I wasn't aware of it, and that's why I felt like mentioning it. Larry Zbyszko defended the AWA title against Kerry Von Erich, and Kerry Von Erich put the Texas Championship on the line against him. Title versus title.
Interesting.
And they went to a double count out. And this match took place in Guam.
Okay.
I know.
Who was running the show in Guam? AWA or Texas or
I don't know, but they
WCCW?
got a title versus title match.
That's wild. I wonder, what if they're doing something like with the USO or something?
Oh,
Because I mean, Guam people, is military. I mean, there's a military base there. I don't know. That's interesting. Did not know that.
and the Sportatorium, that was all winding down at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That was all winding down. And then on July 16th of 1990, Kerry went duty bopping his way to WWF. Oh, there's a picture of him with the Missouri Championship. And him and Lawler. I forgot to keep the slideshow going, guys.
Look, there's the tag.
Look at those two. Save some
tag
credit for the rest of us, guys.
There's Texas Tornado.
There's the Texas Tornado. And there's
Buddy Rose.
to welcome him to the WWF.
That's kind of crazy.
How cool is that? The first opponent he had was the first opponent he had on Saturday night's main events when he debuted in the World Wrestling Federation. And they called him Kerry Von Erich. Texas Tornado. They have not cut Kerry Von Erich from his name yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he started there on July 16th of 90. He's going to defeat Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental Championship. And he held it for 84 days. So on August 27th, so he was there just a little over a month, and he wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Cool.
Against Mr. Perfect. But when he lost the Intercontinental title, he wasn't done. For some reason, I feel like Kerry Von Erich's WWE career was short. But he wrestled there for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was working 15 to 20 days a month. It's a crazy schedule on one foot. But do you realize, I mean, in 1991, he was married to Ted DiBiase. He was wrestling Ted DiBiase regularly in 91. He was wrestling the Warlord.
Mm-hmm.
He was wrestling the Berserker. He spent some time with Flair. When Flair got there in 92, they put him in there with Flair for a while.
Just never to the top. Why do you think? I mean, like he wasn't in the league of who would have been there then. I don't know. What'd you say? 91?
I mean, he was featured prominently. They put him on a Survivor Series team with the Ultimate Warrior and the Road Warriors.
Right.
I mean, they thought an awful lot of him.
Do you think if he would have stayed longer, he might have seen himself in the championship picture? Because you're right. I mean, the Intercontinental Champion is the only title.
Well, he was the Intercontinental Champion when being the Intercontinental Champion meant something.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not saying it don't mean it now, but I mean, back then, everybody didn't get. I mean, the Intercontinental title wasn't like Sunny. Everybody didn't get a shot.
Oh, now that's not nice. She got problems too.
Buddy Rose and Doug Summers were highly underrated tag team. You are correct, sir. He and Flair had good interaction in the Rumble. I popped for that, by the way. It was cool seeing them back in there together.
Well,
and Andrew's going to say what I was trying to figure out if I was going to say or not.
But Andrew, he'll say it.
And we know it was true.
Yes.
And I want to say, now here's part.
Well, that makes sense. We wouldn't have someone in the title picture.
And
if
I
you
just
can't
want to
rely
say,
on them.
But he's in the WWF that knows how to take a story and build they could have done vignettes, and he could have been such an inspiration that he was doing what he was doing with 1 foot. And
do you think that's where they were in 1990? I
mean, he started with the WWE July 16th of 90. He finished up there on July 10th, 1992. He lost to Kamala on a house show in Hershey, Pennsylvania. That was his last appearance for the WWF. But he did 2 years there, and he worked that schedule. And I'm never going to forget. Lance makes a good point too. Is he didn't cut good promos.
Right.
And it boils down to trust by the office. He probably wasn't. Hey, he probably wasn't partying any harder than the rest of them.
Well, but I wonder if it would have happened if he was a WWF wrestler, like if he had the accident and came back, almost like how Brutus, where he had his parasailing, he came back, he had he had all that. That might have been, they might have leaned more into that of him now an amputee and how, like this is amazing or whatever, but not when he came to them that way.
He could have been an inspiration and eventually been an ambassador for them because he had charisma out the ass and everybody loved him. You don't hear people talking shit about Kerry Von Erich. They'll say Kevin potatoed him. But everybody liked Kerry. The only knock on him, Flair's only knock on him is, my God, I couldn't depend on him.
Right.
But he did. He was married to him in the territories. Bill Watts thought enough of him to bring him in to go around the horn. I got people here that tell me they saw Kerry Von Erich and Ric Flair at the Coliseum in Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
I mean,
unfortunately, the only person who didn't like Kerry Von Erich was Kerry Von
Erich.
Bless him. I mean, that's what it boils down to for whatever reason.
And it was on Superstars or Challenge or one of their shows. They do a segment going to commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would say, "Hey, my name is," and in my
I
spare
love
time,
that stuff.
and in my time, I like to do this, that, and the other.
Yes.
Hey, I'm the Texas Tornado, and in my spare time, I'm learning to read and write in Latin. And I turned to my wife and I said, "Hey, don't they write prescriptions in Latin?" And we kind of had a laugh because Kerry was getting. I mean, they used to get popped for drugs in Dallas. I mean, it was news whenever they did.
Sure.
And unfortunately, a lot of the time they got popped, it was marijuana, which you look back on it and laugh now that was the big big news on 10 o'clock news. If Von Erich got caught at an airport with marijuana.
So was he written that? Was he trying to be funny? Or like, what was that all about?
I think he was really learning to read and write in Latin. But the thing is that he was writing in Latin at a pharmacy in Irving, Texas, and he got caught forging prescriptions. That violated his parole. And he was probably going to see jail time. So he don't have a foot. He's in trouble with the law. He's got a problem with substances. His wife's leaving him and taking the kids. If he was taking steroids and he quit taking steroids, that crash could have led to depression. The crash from being off steroids probably led to some depression.
Or it could have amplified what he already had.
Already was feeling.
Yeah, already. I mean, because I don't think that depression started then or whatever his
saying that
mental issues might have been. But it could have
amplified.
amplified.
He was tortured as he was.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's a heartbreaking story. I used to get mad, like, "Oh, you're going to jail, so you took the coward's way out." No, mental health is real, and Lance just said pride did him in, and I think that has a lot to do with it. And he went and told his dad he loved him, went out in the woods, shot himself with a 44, and it's left behind his two kids and they're beautiful girls, and Holly and Lacey, and I mean, it's just, and by then, it's just another one at that point. Another tragedy, and he just was. I feel so bad for him because the one thing, like I said, everybody loved him. And he had so much charisma and a smile.
You know what though? They say when it comes to depression, it's not the ones that talk about how depressed they are that you should worry about. It's the ones that are smiling and the ones that you don't know.
Oh, he
you
could
know, like that is 100%
he could have never admitted that to his dad.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Fritz,
Like
Fritz and
the
hey,
ones
Fritz wasn't equipped for that conversation.
exactly the ones
Fritz
who act
was
like
not equipped for
everything
that
is
conversation.
okay. That's
Hey,
who needed
tell you
to worry
what,
about.
I don't know that I would, I don't know if I could have, if one of my kids came to me, man, I don't know, man. You could, there ain't no way Fritz Von Erich was equipped to deal with that.
No.
No, and he'd already buried 3 kids. I mean, that old man probably wasn't right either.
And the other thing that is very important to remember is that, again, you are with yourself 24/7. So
Yeah.
if you're telling yourself things or you think these negative things about yourself, like that's all you hear. And so,
Hey, let me ask you,
yes.
do you get more upset if somebody's mad at you, or do you get more upset if somebody's disappointed in you?
I think I would be more upset if someone was disappointed in me.
Exactly. And if
You
his
know?
ex-wife was disappointed in him, and we don't know how much his kids realized at the time,
Right.
but that feeling that he's let everybody down, and the
100%.
promotion, we know that we've heard that they weren't good businessmen. The promotion was gone.
How old was Kerry? I'm sorry. Did you say when he passed? Was he 33, 37? I feel like, do you know? Sorry.
when
Do
he
you want me to look
passed,
it up?
he was born in 60, so he was 33.
33.
33.
Gosh.
And yeah, he was just short of 33. It was on
Okay.
February 18th of 83.
93, you mean?
Yeah, 93. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I was gonna say, oh. And that's tragic in itself.
Yeah, he was a month away
33 years
from his, he
old.
was a month away from his 33rd birthday. And but I'm gonna tell you another thing though. On Christmas night of 92, he wrestled, he tag teamed with JBL and Bobby Duncombe Jr.
Really?
John Bradshaw and Hot
Yes.
Bradshaw. And they went against Black Bart, Johnny Mantell, and Skandar Akbar. So I just thought it was neat that he actually teamed with
Yes.
with Bradshaw.
The Bradshaw might be one of those other 6 degrees of separation.
But on April 4th of 09, him and his brothers, his whole family went in the WWE Hall of Fame. And his ex-wife and kids were there.
That's nice.
So to put a bow on it, so when you talk about him, we celebrate everything that he did, and he had a heck of a career. But it's, when you look back on it, primarily a tag team wrestler.
Interesting.
His greatest successes came as a tag team wrestler. And that I've never in 40 something years now.
Right.
Never really thought that Kerry Von Erich was. I'm trying to think. Matt asked me, if you were to rank Kerry as the Intercontinental Champion, who would fall between, meaning better than this person but not as good as this person?
Are you going to look at it from that time period where, like you said, that was kind of the working, like that was
keep
the
it in the
working man's
WWF
belt,
realm,
I guess you could say, maybe in the 90s.
He was transitional champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was transitional. I mean, he had a nice little run and lost it. I mean, am I going to say that? I can't put him up very high on the list.
Right. And I think going back to Matthew's other question, I do not think Kerry deserves an individual induction to the WWE Hall of Fame. That's just me. I don't think he does. Do you, Pondwater? What do you think?
Well, they put Coco Beware in there, so I mean, if I was going to put one Von Erich brother in the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, then I would give Kerry his own.
Well,
Because
yeah.
he is actually there. He's actually there, and he did a little something, and he was strong. And he had a prominent. He was pretty prominent his 2 years while he was there.
Right. No other Von Erich child or son, right, was in the WWF.
Other than making an appearance at Madison Square Garden, no.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
But I mean, the McMahons thought an awful lot of them. Like when David died, he got a 10-bell salute on their television show.
Sure.
So. And where does the Von Erichs rank in wrestling families, in your opinion? Top 5.
Who would that be? Who's your top 5?
You'd have to give the Samoans the nod.
Okay. No,
whether you want to or not. I mean, you'd have to. Those Samoans have made. I mean, their fingerprints are so all over the wrestling business.
Do you consider the McMahons? Or do you think of just like actual wrestlers?
We're talking about in the ring wrestlers.
In the ring wrestlers, okay.
I put this won't be a surprise, and it ought to piss a lot of people off. But I put the Von Erich family over the Hart family.
Interesting.
Tell me about the time that the Stampede promotion blew up. They didn't have a Von Erich Freebird. The Freebirds didn't go up there and fight with the Hart boys.
Right. Yes. No. No. I'm just.
Hey.
What?
I mean, the best one died. The best of the Harts died. Kerry and Brett are basically the same. They had some success as singles. But they were much better as a tag.
Brett at least accomplished world title.
So did Kerry.
That's not.
Yeah, Kerry did, and it was a world title. It wasn't the regional north. It wasn't the northwest, the northeast title. It was.
He didn't get a title shot because Owen passed away.
No, but
Brett.
he got a title. But if there wouldn't have been a steroid trial, he wouldn't have never been more than the Intercontinental. I think that.
Okay.
Steroid trial hit, and all of a sudden these little guys were getting a shot. And I'm not saying that Brett was over 200 pounds, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
The land of the giants became
deflated.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's what I think.
Andrew, it's so funny. No, but hey, it's your opinion. I just ask some questions. My bad. No.
So he's about to defend Bret Hart. I kind of said that kind of tongue in cheek, but no, I mean, you look at it, but I mean, I think the Funks are a top family. The Briscoes were a top family. The Rhodes family is a top family. So I mean, I'm not saying the Von Erichs are number 2, but I mean, they might be on my personal Mount Rushmore, but
yes, you are saying they are number 2, and that's fine.
No, I'm just saying that when I was going to name them, if we were going to make a Mount Rushmore, then you'd have to put the Samoans on there.
Yeah.
You'd have to put the Rhodes on there.
Why do you have to put the Rhodes on there? I'm just curious.
Because of what Dusty accomplished both in and outside of the ring.
Okay.
His innovations are still going today.
But how's that a family, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing.
Dustin did not have a shoddy career whatsoever. Because he was very innovative with Goldust.
Very true.
And can still, I mean, and then let's look at Cody. I mean, Cody was there. He left, conquered the world, came back. He's the man. He's QB1.
Yes.
just what they are. I mean, you had to put the Rhodes family on there.
Okay.
And I mean, and I'm not talking about promoters, because then you got to start talking about McMahon's and Crockett's maybe.
Right.
But
actual wrestlers. Yes, yes, I think.
But
that.
I mean, just talking about families, let's look at what the Funks did.
Mm-hmm.
The Briscoes. I mean, the Briscoes. Without the Briscoes, we may not. If the Briscoes wouldn't have done what they did as promoters.
But well, that's true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
selling,
they enabled Vince to conquer the world.
True.
So, I mean, I rank the Von Erichs top 5. And the only reason, because, I mean, even with all those anchors on their back, they still dominated the 1980s in professional wrestling. So, I'm just saying.
No. Again, it's an opinion. I like it.
And it's fun. And it's fun to get on here and talk about them. So
exactly. No, it's been fun. It's been a good night.
You know who else it's fun to talk about?
Who?
Big time belts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say FTR, but okay. They're fun to talk about too.
Wait a minute.
Yummy. Oh,
I saw a clip.
Uh-huh.
I saw a clip where they beat up the Young Bucks brother. If they'd have beat up the Young Bucks daddy. But just the fact that the heat was out of control, I loved it. I'll give credit where credit's due. I saw that clip, and that heat that they were doing, and the pile driving the brother, and
it's good, isn't it?
Heading off and making them watch them beat up their brother. And like I said, if they would have done that to their dad, I would have popped even harder.
But didn't the dad already get beat up?
Not enough.
Oh, well, I'm just
Not
saying
enough.
this is a different, but yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Papa Buck's a shoot asshole.
Oh, okay.
And if they had a shoot asshole belts, he could get one.
That's right.
At Big Time Belts, Facebook.com, out there with high quality and low prices. Making a big gold. Look at that beautiful big gold.
That's very pretty.
The big gold just celebrated its 40th birthday on Valentine's Day.
Isn't that crazy?
40 years of the big gold. And like Ric Flair said, if you're not holding the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself.
You gotta love that.
I do.
You just gotta love that time, and I love it.
I got a trivia question about the actual ring used big gold belt for you.
Okay.
Who are the only 2 referees that are still active?
You've already asked this last week.
Yeah. Hashtag humble brag.
You and Charles.
That's
Charles.
Right. Okay. You're paying attention.
Of
hey,
course I pay attention.
This guy's a fan of Pinhead. He got a Pinhead Hellraiser championship. And there's CVS and Aetna making a CVS belt.
I wonder who they gave those belts to. I'm very curious to what led them to make it. I love this. Obviously, I can tell who got this belt.
The gingerbread champion.
The gingerbread champion. Ooh.
Nurse Ratchet himself, Russ Miller.
Oh.
Today was his first day as an official nurse. He goes, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous, and I wanted to tell him not half as nervous as your patients are.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, these are his belts. His fictional wrestling federation that he uses, the UWX, for all his custom belts that he has done. Big time belts. I love this Atlantic States belt. The Empire Women's Champion.
Nice. I like the white and the
she's
gold.
strutting her ass to the ring wearing a big time belt.
Heck yeah.
Big time belts could even do you a custom belt bag. There's me and Billy Gullett at Bayou Independent with his Bayou Independent Louisiana Championship. Everybody's belt dreams are coming true. Facebook.com, Big Time Belts. Again, I'm going to tell you that they are high quality, low prices. You can have a championship belt made for under $300 shipped.
Mm-hmm. And Matthew, when you get your television titled "Please Take a Picture and Send It to Us. We want to see it." Arn version, like it.
And we want to thank them for sponsoring our pod.
Yes.
Let's talk about our friends. These boys over at Drunken Pop, they're back on the horse. They're putting out some content pretty regular. We just got through doing February of 1998. That's now available here on Markout Moments. Our new show, TJ and Dave have broken off to do a new show called Loose Going Into 4. And that's their NASCAR show.
That has started last week, right?
They're 2 episodes in, and
Daytona was last week.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, Daytona was last week. Atlanta was this week. Tyler Reddick won both races.
I see that.
Michael Jordan owns the team. So not only did he sue NASCAR into NASCAR, he made NASCAR do things his way. Now they've had to give him 2 trophies so far this season.
Good day, Ben.
Yeah. We also have TJ Stevens is also doing Bash on the Buttons. That's his video game program. That's going on also here on Markout Moments. And Dollar Dave's doing Legends. Let's Rethink This.
Mm-hmm.
Last week he did they talked about Lex Luger and Bret Hart in the WWF. This week he's going to just talk about what if Sting would have been the third man.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
And I just did an episode of That Boy Was Busy where I talked about Arn Anderson's April of 1985. I told y'all last week we'd do one.
Mm-hmm.
That boy was busy in April of 1985 because he had 29 matches in 30 days and traveled 8,400 miles.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that boy was indeed busy.
Yes, he was.
Now let's talk about the best. Let's talk about the best show on our network, the TNA Top 10.
100%. Yay!
It's what we all strive to be.
That's right.
We just want to be entertaining, like Andrew, Allison, and Terry.
And this past week was a great show. They did Winter Olympic games.
Winter Olympic events, and it kind of went like I thought it was going to do.
I think you need to look at the graphics. You need to watch it on YouTube to really
thank you so much for putting me in the graphics.
You were great.
It took me a minute to realize that it was me because I'm watching it on my phone.
Oh,
Because we had to finish Landman, so we had Landman on the big screen, and I got them on my phone. And then I realized that was me in that picture.
Yeah, you couldn't see. You had your name Pondwater written.
I had to blow it. I screenshot it and blew it up and looked at it.
I love it.
Thank you so much for doing that, Terry. You did a great job.
I was in a 4-man bobsled.
And I knew curling and hockey were going to be 1 and 2. Because my 1 was hockey and 2 was curling. And who knew that I was going to like curling?
It is like, it's definitely the sport everyone talks about.
Hey, when I was back, I used to play shuffleboard a lot.
Yes.
Back in my bar going days.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that I would do curling because I ain't sweeping. I hate to sweep.
I'm not doing cold, so I'm not doing ice. So I'm not doing that either.
But
I can't remember what they're doing this week.
Hey, y'all tell us what they were talking about several things. And when they were talking about it, the lawyer on Landman was chewing up the police department, and I was paying close attention to what she was talking about.
I can't remember if it was animated TV. If you all are still on here, do you remember what are you all doing this coming week?
I'm ready for them to do top 10 baby making songs.
Oh Lord! Oh, there it is.
2000 TV theme songs.
Baby, that will probably. I mean that could be a list. Your baby making songs. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They were talking about the snow and stuff, how you could have it synchronized and shoveling.
Over on the Dav Network, Kevin Davenport's back with the Double Drop Kick podcast. He went live Saturday night. He's back.
He is. And he was here with us tonight.
It's like Eric Bischoff. He's back and better than ever. But hey, he's got a knack of making podcasting better. See what I did there?
Yes, you did. You're very good.
Tea Leaf's starting to give him a run for his money on production though.
It is fantastic.
Kevin's production value is second to none.
Yes, it is.
And then Spanning the Globe on Thursday nights, they're talking about wrestling belts. Sometimes they'll bring a guest in.
Mm-hmm.
They're having lots of fun on Thursday nights. You can catch them on Facebook. You can catch them on YouTube. Spanning the Globe podcast, and of course, season 1's in the books on the question mark with Efren. He had Josh Chernoff. He had Brian Cage. He had Kelly Slaughter. He had David Zahadi. Who else am I forgetting? He plays 20 questions with them, and he's damn entertaining. Efren's good at everything he does. He does a great job. And we love him.
Mm-hmm.
We love him. You'll love him. You'll love everybody we just mentioned. Support all of our friends.
I do want to say on the DAF network, I believe it's them, this coming week, I think it's on Saturdays when he typically has their show, they are going to have Wahoo McDaniel's widow. I can't remember.
Miss Karen's going to be on there with her robes.
And yes, she's going to be on there and talking about being a seamstress. I think she wrote a book. Did she write a book? Did she have a book?
She wrote a book, and I think she's going to do some. I think she's selling the custom robes to go with as a package with the C4 Big Gold. Okay,
well, they are having her on, and they'll be doing an interview with her.
Yeah, she did the jungle robe. She did the jungle robe and the black robe.
Yes, they showed that. It's either Spanning the Globe is going to do that, or Double Drop. I cannot remember now, and I'm so sorry, but
yeah, I love Miss Karen. She's great.
Yes, keep watching for that. That seems like a really cool episode.
Okay, and one last thing I want to tell y'all about a project,
word salad. I know.
Podcast network I'm involved with. We got ringclassics.com. Ad-free shows has changed their name. They're now ringclassics.com. They got their own app. I encourage everybody to go and sign up on the website, because Apple, if you sign up on the app, Apple has got fees like you wouldn't believe on top of what they charge. It's much cheaper on the app, but use code Pondwater26 and that'll get you a free month to check out everything that's going on over there. JBL's got a show named after his book, Have More Money Now.
That's a fun show.
And Curtain Jerkers is coming soon, which is Cassio and Cassio Kid and JBL are doing comedy, and it's awesome. We showed we saw the pilot episode last month. Well, I can't wait for it to drop. Matt Cardona probably does not want it to drop because there's a good Matt Cardona story on there.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, they told it. They told it on my man. And but you got all the podcasts. You can watch them live. Watch parties. If you join, there's 2 levels. For $13.99, you get everything. Everything. Bonus shows, podcasts, ad free. You get it all. But if you get the backstage pass, you qualify. We're having like get-togethers. We just did Eric Bischoff's. We did Eric Bischoff's power plant weekend in Atlanta. And at the end of May, we're doing Jeff Jarrett's Asylum in Nashville for the whole weekend. And there will be 3. There'll be at least 3, maybe 4 trips a year. And that's all that tier's for. If you want to participate in these, I mean, highly customized, really cool one-off experiences like AFX Studio. We had an AFX Studio tour in Atlanta to go see, and we're the special effects for WCW, and it's actually a special effects for movies too. And there'll be more content with Andre that on the channel. Like I said, it's going to focus a lot on behind the scenes things that, because we already talked about everything up and down that goes on in the ring and in front of the camera.
Right.
Now we're getting into the nuts and bolts and the people, the difference makers behind the scenes. But
And
give it a
sometimes
try. Don't cost
more
nothing to try.
interesting.
Go over there, ringclassics.com. Use the code Pondwater26. Get you a free month and try it out.
Definitely.
And it's a lot easier. The app is a lot easier to navigate than Patreon. So
You got nothing to lose. Give it a try.
I like it. I dig it. You'll dig it too.
Mm-hmm.
So we've said it all. We've said enough, and we're done.
I think that sounds
Thank
good.
y'all for joining us tonight. We've had a good time talking about Kerry Von Erich. I feel like I just rambled like a fool.
No, I think it was good. We had a good time.
But I didn't want to just break it down, and I didn't want to dwell on all of, I just wanted to go over the highlights of his career.
Heck yeah.
And he had a lot of them.
Yes, he did.
So
It's good.
anyway, till next week. She's Amy Vaughn. I'm Pondwater Dave. Thank you for joining us right here on Mark Out Moments.
Talking Rasslin, time to go. Thanks for watching our epic show. See you next week, same time, same place. Mark Out Moments is your happy